if you took anyone to see Madam Web and you're still with that person loves you. That person loves you. Don't let go of them. The Marvels was better. Mobius was better. This one was just, I don't even know. So yeah, let's get into it. Hello and welcome to today's short and snappy takes with Mary Kenya Reviews. I don't know if I should continue calling these segments that because they're not as short and snappy as I would want to. But hey, here we are. Maybe with time we'll be able to make them as short and snappy. But because I'm thinking of other segments to do besides this. So maybe I'll relocate the name to something else. And I've been off for a week or so because I had some technical difficulties, plus I'm also dealing with other projects that I'm setting up. So yeah, and at times I'm not as good with time management as I would want to think I am. So yeah, but I'm back and I wanted to start off the posting again with a really good review. And I went to watch Madam Web against my better judgment, against what I've had heard about it, against the interviews that I had watched here and there of Dakota Johnson just trying to warn us, don't go and watch this movie. This movie is so bad. Oh my God. The writing is pathetic. The writing is so bad. I feel like it was written by someone who had never written a script ever in their lives. As in, I think I'm not even a professional script writer, but I think I would come up with something better. And I think we should have seen the red flags. And truth be told, I had seen the red flags. I don't know why I like torturing myself, but I had seen the red flags. The script had changed a couple of times. Dakota Johnson had fired the team that was responsible for her getting the part after the first trailer dropped. The interviews she's been having, as in all the interviews, she sounded so uninterested in the movie that she was meant to promote. And she's just, those people who just give sly comments, and because they're not as loud, you wouldn't take it as seriously at times, but she was trying to warn us, don't watch this movie. She was not even interested in the Marvel movies that inspired Madam Web. I know Sony has this deal with Marvel where they're not supposed to use certain materials because they don't have rights to it. And I don't know. I feel like her interview deserves a different video from this.
Dakota Johnson doesn't give a shit about Madam Web or any comics for that matter. The press tour for Madam Web has been a total disaster. First, she expressed that acting against a blue screen is absolutely psychotic and that she has no idea whether it will turn out to be good at all. Now it's her latest interview where she thinks Tom Holland's Spider-Man movie is called Spider-Man Here He Comes. It's hard to tell if she's being sarcastic, considering this interview was her first time seeing the actual comic. At this point, it feels like Sony has done a poor job in their casting, as actors who have never read the comic they're starring in make it hard to believe it will turn out well.
And I think we're going to do that, but that movie was bad. The script was bad. The casting was the direction was also bad. I think out of all the superhero movies that I've watched, superhero action movies I've watched, this one had the least amount of action. It had the least amount of action. The antagonist was just very basic, one-sided. His motivations did not make sense. You wouldn't understand why he was doing whatever he was doing because it did not make sense. Dakota clearly was just floating through the script. The other three spider women or girls were also just floating through the movie. This movie was bad. This movie was bad. I don't even know what I can say about it, but it just brings out the aspect of, is Hollywood in the business of making money, or is it the money? Because you don't understand, if you're a business owner and the main aspect or the main objective is to make money, to make profit. If I'm not making profit, then what else would be my motivation to set up a business? Because it's not a hobby, right? They're not making money. They've not been making money. And I don't even know. I don't know what is going on with Hollywood. But as I've said before, this is a great opportunity for creators elsewhere or in other spaces to finally start creating their own stuff. As I've said before, this is a great opportunity. to create your own stuff, to create stuff that people like. There's this guy I follow on YouTube. He's called Eric July, and he set up his own comic verse, and it's really, really big, the Rippaverse. And he just saw an opening, a market. People have not been getting what they want from the comic book series they love from DC and Marvel. And thus people are starting now to create their own things, and he's been very successful at whatever he's doing. We can also do that. And what digitization of entertainment has done with YouTube streaming services is that it has given us options to go look for whatever we want from other places. So right now Hollywood may not be fire, but people are now heading towards the aspect of anime. Anime has been really big the past couple of years or so. K-dramas from South Korea, even other shows from Japan, shows from Europe, Spain, Britain, shows from South America, shows from Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa. They've been really doing it for people, and that's what people do. If you don't give people what they want, they will go looking for it somewhere else. And as I've always said, and it's a challenge to all of us, I am also a creator. I've seen so many other artists, so many other creators use whatever they have to sell their content. YouTube is a very great place. Animation may not be easy, but with time it has been made more easy than what we had before because of the softwares that we have now and all these other things. You can create your own thing and start selling it on YouTube. I've seen so many creators push and sell their content to their fan base. You can also do that. And yeah, as much as it is sad to see the state of Hollywood, it's also an exciting time to see other creators come up with their own things and sell it to their audience. So I don't know, Madame Web was a disappointment. I didn't expect it to be as good as the Avengers or, the Batman trilogy. No, I expected a decent movie. For me, I usually don't hate something until I see it. I may have my doubts about something, but until I see it, that's when I will give out my honest assessment and judgment. But I honestly thought it would either be better than the Marvels, or at least probably at the same caliber. In the theaters, it opened up like the lowest out of a lot of superhero movies that have been out for a while. It's so sad to see, by the way. I don't know what or why they're doing this to these IPs, but it does not make sense. And as I've said before, superhero movies, action movies, sci-fi, fantasy movies, their main demographic is guys, right? I'm not saying women don't watch this. I am a woman and I'm a great fan of action, sci-fi, not sci-fi as much, action, fantasy movies, but the main demographic that is mostly attracted to this kind of content is men. So if you try to make this TV shows and movies female oriented and not make these female characters really good, because there is no problem with having female characters that are really badass. I liked great strong female characters such as Black Widow, Wonder Woman, WandaVision. So there is no problem with having great female characters. Just write them right and stop selling this agenda of if men can do it, women can do it. People don't care about that. They just want well-written characters. They want to see their characters go through something and overcome it, So stop making this male-dominated IPs female-centered, As much as we would like to think that men and women are the same, they're not. I know the West is trying to push this agenda that gender is a social construct. It is not. No matter what you do, no matter what I do right now as a woman, try to change my appearance, try to chop off stuff, I will always be a woman, no matter what I do to myself. And with that, our interests beg to differ. Women are mostly attracted to rom-coms and romance stuff, and that's why romance films and movies sell more to women. Look at films such as Twilight, 50 Shades of Grey. They mostly targeted women, and there's a reason why they made money. They may sound silly or stupid, but they are centered towards those women. So imagine these romance movies all of a sudden, or romance books, decided to now concentrate on the men. Men would not buy those books because that is not their interest. It's not that they don't want love, but women and men experience and see love differently, you know. So stop making this male-dominated IPs change their target audience. Just stick. You already have a built-in target audience. Please that target audience, and when you please this target audience, other people will also chime in, or rather join that intended target audience. So yeah, I know I've gone off topic, and it's mostly because I didn't want to talk about Madam Web, because there's really nothing to talk about. If I start talking about it, I'll talk badly, and I don't want that. All I can say is that if you have money, please don't go watch Madam Web. Do with that money what you would please. Madam Web did so bad to a point where Bob Marley did better than Madam Web. For the first weekend, Bob Marley, the biopic, One Love, it did better than Madam Web. And I'm thinking it's going to continue having legs while Madam Web goes down, because people underestimate the aspect of word of mouth. For me, if I wasn't doing this and listen to the people that I follow, I would obviously not go watch Madam Web. I would just leave it alone. But I had to see it for myself so that I could give a proper review. And after people have talked about it, I don't think people will waste their time to go watch Madam Web, you know. So that's it for Madam Web. I hope you enjoyed the review. And if you've come this far, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. If you've watched Madam Web, tell me what you thought about it. If you're planning to go watch it, also tell me. If you're not planning to go watch it, good for you. Do something with that money, because clearly Hollywood does not care about where you put your money. So yeah, up until then, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.